What's going on, guys? Roger here, QVO Tactical. Today we're out on the range with some scopes from CVLife. They're very affordable scopes to the point where they're only 60 bucks. So today we're going to find out on the range how good or how bad is a $60 Amazon scope. Let's get into it. Now, before we jump into getting these things zeroed, guys, I do like to give you full transparency on how we go about getting these products in for review. CVLife did reach out to us, and they are compensating us monetarily for this video, so do keep that in mind as you watch the rest of this video. It is a paid review. That doesn't deter us from doing our review process. We're going to show you how good or how bad these budget Amazon scopes are. They are both the same 3 to 9 scopes. One's on an AR platform and 223.556 16-inch barrel, and the other is on a 16-inch 308 bolt gun. So we're going to get on the range, get these things dialed in, and you guys will see it live as it happens here, how these things perform. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, we are going to get zeroed up here with the CVLife 3 to 9 scope. Not messing around today. Went straight to the Normamatch 77 grain Sierra Match King bullet, so ammo is good to go. We're using the best bullet that I could find for this video. Got my PSA Saber 16-inch build, so this thing did really well for us on the range, and this is the one I wanted to use for it, suppressed up with a YHM Turbo K. And yeah, we'll get zeroed up here on paper, and let's see how good or how bad a $60 Amazon scope is. You ready, Gil?
Start her up.
Go down, take a look. Since this ammo is pretty high end, I don't want to waste a bunch of it getting us on paper. All right, guys, so we are down here at the target now, and holy cow, Gil and I were blown away with the grouping. As I was walking up, I was kind of looking here like, man, I even get on paper. Then I looked up and I got 2 rounds touching and then one another 1/8 inch away. This is pretty dang awesome. Even if it wasn't a budget setup, that would be awesome, but we're talking a budget PSA Saber build along with a $60 CVLife Amazon 3 to 9 scope. So to be able to produce these kind of results, you know, obviously the 77 grain Sierra Match King bullet definitely is playing an awesome factor in it, making, you know, having good ammunition makes a world of difference. But to be able to get this type of grouping with that budget setup is something I want to show you guys. Like I was saying earlier, I want to make more effort this year to bring budget options to the channel. That way you guys out there that are watching have the opportunity to go out and buy some of the stuff that we that are shooting, you know, that we're shooting. I know I shoot a lot of higher end stuff, and it's not as accessible or easy for people to afford. So with bringing some budget stuff to our lineup, our content, I hope you guys can go out there and try some of this stuff. I believe the scope's 1/4 MOA, so I'll make my adjustments and do the math off of here, but check out this group, Gil. Zoom in on this, man. That is pretty awesome. I wish I could have recorded your reaction when we walked up.
Yeah, I was stoked.
So, all right, we'll get zeroed in. All right, so the scope does come with capped turrets, so we can take these protecting caps off, and then both are set at 0, so we'll make our adjustments. Let's do some math real quick. So 1 click is 1/4 inch at 100 yards. Love it when companies put the measurements right on top. That way I'm not sitting here looking up on my phone. So 6.5, so 6 times 4 is 24, and then 0.5 times 4 is 2. So 26 clicks down, and down is going to be rotating clockwise. So here we go. That's 5 clicks right there. So audible, tactile, like not hard to hear or feel the adjustments. 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 24, 25, 26. So we're good there. And then I need to come 1 inch left, which is going to be 4 clicks. Same thing over here. It's got everything 1 click equals 1/4 inch at 100 yards, and left and right. So we need to go left, which is also clockwise. Cool. We are good to go there. Made our adjustments. We'll shoot this group and see how close we are to center. All right, we're all dialed in now. Let's see if we are zeroed. Here we go. You ready to go?
Start her up.
check it. All right, guys, down here at the target, made our adjustments from up there, and it looks like elevation wise, I think we're good. Again, same type of group. That is pretty awesome, but I'm an inch left, so I'll come back right and adjust for that. Looks like 4 clicks right. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped on this. That's pretty awesome. You guys, I think we can all agree, we do love groupings like that. All right, guys, so I did the 2 clicks left. Or sorry, when I did the 4 clicks left, it put me 2 inches over. So I'm just gonna come back right 2 clicks and see if that brings us back that 1 inch and if we can get dead center here. Oh, let's go take a look. All right, guys, so windage is good now. I did shoot those a little quicker, so I think that's the reason for the spread here, but we're still talking less than an inch, so we're still sub MOA. I'm gonna do some standing shots now from 100 with that stuff to get our B-roll for the intro of this video that you've probably already seen, and then we're gonna bump it up to a 308 caliber gun. Hopefully we can get similar results. It's 175 grain 308, so hopefully it's on the higher end. Hopefully it does well for us, but super impressed with the results that we're getting from this combination. And we'll break it all down in studio, guys, from the gun setup to the actual scope we're using from CVLife and everything like that. But for you guys out there, you know, that are like, hey, can a budget setup give you a sub MOA grouping at 100 yards? 100%, yes, it can. So, like, still pumped that that was our first group. And yeah, I mean, for you guys out there, I could say it right now, after these groupings alone, if you're somebody out there that's got a couple rifles you want to use just for range stuff or hunting and you want some optics on it, but you don't want to go out, you know, and buy your $1,000, $1,200, $2,000, $3,000 scopes, you just want to have a couple of scopes that are laying around to put on some guns, this is definitely a viable option if we're producing results like this. Now, back at home, guys, when I set this all up, I did level a scope. It does come with these scope rings. I torqued those down to, I believe, 28 inch-pounds, and then I did the actual scope rings to 18 inch-pounds, and everything seems to be holding up just fine. Use blue Loctite. Before we do some of the standing shots, I am going to do some prone shots on this 8-inch mini A-zone steel target we have. So what you're seeing through the spotting scope is an 8-inch silhouette. So not very wide, definitely smaller than any human torso, and you know, if we're hitting on that, I am happy with those results. But here we go. Ready, Gil? All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of rapid fire here. Every single hit, right?
Dude, that was like dead center, all of them too.
I mean, this thing's doing it for us, guys. We'll do some standing shots now. I need to get the B-roll for the beginning of this video, and then I'm gonna jump into some 308 stuff. All right, guys, next up is going to be this Springfield bolt gun. It is a Redline model 2020 chambered in 308. 16-inch barrel. We've taken all of the ghillie netting and stuff that we had on it previously in a different video and got the CVLife 309 put up here. Actually gonna use the same paper target, that way we can compare the groupings, and obviously a 308 hole is gonna be much bigger. Speaking of 308, we have some 175 grain open tip match long range Varog ammo from our friends over at True Shot Ammo in Arizona. Big shout out to them for sending this stuff for that previous video. We had some left over, so we're gonna use it in this video as well. It is what did the best for us in the original video on this. So without further ado, Gil, you ready?
All right.
All right. 308 bolt gun, suppressed up with the Griffin Armament HRT 762. Griffin makes some of my favorite suppressors, and yeah, let's see how we group on the 308 platform. Man, that Trigger Tech trigger is so nice. All right, let's go down and take a look. All right, guys, so we did manage to get on paper with the first rounds. We're still sitting at probably 1.5 to 2 inch grouping though. I'm gonna go based off center here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we need to go 6 inches to the right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 inches up. So we've already shown you guys the adjustments. They're the same on this one, it's the same exact scope. So we'll go make our adjustments and then try to get this grouping over to here. All right, guys, made my adjustments, which was going to be 24 clicks up, 24 clicks right, 1/4 inch MOA, times 6, 4 times 6 is 24. That's how I got there. Yeah, let's see if we are near center now. Here we go. You ready, Gil?
Spot up.
You able to see through that spotting scope at all?
I wasn't able to see that shot.
Okay. That one felt really good. All right, let's go take a look. All right, guys, so definitely digging these two right here. This one I think was my last shot. I'll have to review it when we're doing the editing process to see through the spotting scope footage if this was the last one. But my last shot didn't feel the best to me. I felt like I had a little bit of sway when I was breaking the shot. But I'm gonna go based off these. So it looks like we need to come back, excuse me, 1.5 inches left and 1/2 inch down. And that should put us right here. All right, guys, made my adjustments off that last grouping, and I'm going to shoot a group here, and then I'm gonna try again on that 8-inch steel target and see how we do. Ready, Gil?
Spot up.
All right, Gil, move over to the 8-inch target and tell me when you're there. You good?
Good.
All right, here we go. Can you see where it's impacting?
That one looked dead center.
Going again.
A little high.
I got these other mags with a couple rounds in them. So again, guys, this is mini A-zone target, 8 inches wide, which is going to be larger than any silhouette or any animal that you're, well, larger game anyway. That should have been dead center in the head. It looked like it.
Yeah, it looked like it.
I think I got 2 more in here. All right, let's go take a look at the target. All right, so when I shot this last group, it all did feel pretty good. We literally have one dead center right here, which is great. You always want that. The other 2 are down here. So it looks like probably 1.25 MOA that I'm getting out of that bolt gun with that specific ammo. But the optics are doing well. You guys are seeing in the B-roll, like I put the COD mount up to it. Clarity's fine. I'm able to see clearly. The glass is fine, like there's no issues. And reticle's easy to pick up. I do have to look, it says it's a BDC reticle, so I have to look at what their holdovers are. But I mean, it was super easy to get zeroed, especially in this AR, the 16-inch AR-15 that we shot first. Like, Gil, I don't think we've ever gotten an easier zeroing process.
No, never.
So that was pretty awesome. But yeah, I mean, right now, where I'm at with just shooting, you know, I'd say less than 50 rounds, I'm thinking, like, I have a buddy that I play Call of Duty with that goes hunting every year. And I know he was telling me about, like, he's like, oh, I like budget optics. He was running like a Strike Eagle or something like that on his gun that he just shot down an elk with this last year in the fall. like he's looking at budget options. That's where I kind of see this going. So like, I think if you're a hunter out there, that you got a bolt gun, or you got a gas gun that you're looking for, an affordable optic that's gonna do the job. I mean, if I'm able to hit these groups, even that guy with my bolt gun, like I think that it is going to do more than fine for you out there while you're hunting. As far as like 3-gun stuff like that, I think a 3 to 9 is not going to be the best situation for running like anything that's fast. You want those up close. You want to come all the way down to 1. I could see this possibly in a gas gun match just for fun. You know, I still think that I prefer the 2.5 to 10 for those. I'll see if CVLife has any of those. But I mean, my initial thoughts on this, guys, like I'm very impressed for 60 bucks. Like if I was to shoot those and then somebody goes, hey, what do you think these are priced at? I'd say around like 200 bucks, like 250. I think like that's where the budget, you know, comes to mind for me. Maybe even like 300 or under. But for these to be under 100 bucks, to be 60 bucks on Amazon Prime, that's pretty cool. So let us know what you guys think down below. I'm gonna go back to the guns and the optics themselves and kind of go over anything that I noticed while we were out shooting these zeros and these groupings, and and then we'll hop in studio and get you guys the specs. So before we give our final thoughts on these CVLife scopes, I did want to hop in studio and give you guys a breakdown on the specs. These scopes are 3 to 9 second focal plane rifle scopes. They are made from 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. The lenses are fully multi-coated, which places a special layer over the lens in order to reduce reflection. You're looking at an eye relief of about 4 to 5 inches roughly. The tube itself is 1 inch in diameter with a 40 millimeter objective lens. Wind and elevation are in increments of 1/4 MOA, as you guys saw during the zeroing process. The optic utilizes a BDC style reticle and features turrets with a 0 reset. The scope is waterproof, shockproof, fogproof, and is also nitrogen purged. The scope will also ship with a lens cloth, 2 flip-up covers, and the 20 millimeter mount rings that you saw used in the video. This is all coming to you guys at a price point of only $60 via Amazon Prime, which in my opinion is pretty dang good. All right, guys, so my final thoughts on the 3 to 9 CVLife scope. Definitely worth 60 bucks. Very impressed with how it performed. When they initially reached out, you know, I don't really ever kind of shoot this kind of stuff, and I was like, you know what, I will try it out, and we are appreciative that they were able to support the channel by sending us a monetary compensation for the video, so thank you for that. But again, guys, like you saw here, the grouping with this one specifically was super impressive to me. Being able to get, you know, a 1/4 inch grouping with it's a 16-inch AR. There's nothing crazy about this. It's a PSA Saber lower with the Hyperfire trigger and a MREX upper from Kinetic Development Group. So just a 16-inch rifle build, and that zero was super impressive to me. I was very, very shocked with how well that did. And to think, you know, if somebody was to tell me, hey, what scope do you think the person used to get this grouping, I wouldn't have said, oh, a $60 Amazon scope. So don't get me wrong, guys, you know, there's other things like there's no throw lever, so kind of actuating the magnification is kind of a pain. I wish there was a lever there because it is super narrow and you kind of have to do this like what is it called? Austin Powers, like when he does that 10-point turn. It's kind of like the same thing here. But, you know, if it was a throw lever, it looks like there's a little screw here, so they might be able to put a throw lever in, which would be cool. Cap turrets, I do like cap turrets. The adjustments, they were tactile, they were audible. I could easily hear it, easily feel it, so no issues there. And I was kind of worried because one of the first ARs I ever built when I was like 18 years old, I put on this like super cheapy scope where the first shot, like the reticle just came loose inside the optic and was spinning. And so that's kind of where my mind was going to be with this. But this thing held up for just our zeroing process. Again, don't get me wrong, guys, we didn't do some crazy like Aaron Cowan style test where we're throwing this thing down on a rock, you know, 10 times. Not something I plan on doing. But for you guys out there that are looking to put together budget builds, or say you want a setup for your kiddo to come with you, you know, you're taking your 12-year-old, your son or daughter out to shoot with you, and you want to get them a setup to where they're going to feel comfortable with, or even on a 22, something like that, I think this is a great option for. And then again, you hunters out there, you know, I think I might let one of my buddies borrow this, see what he thinks if he goes out elk hunting, and see how he does with it, you know. I really don't think you can beat it for that $60 price point. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me to try out more budget options, so there you go. Those are my final thoughts. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you to CVLife for supporting the channel, for sending these out, and we hope we can work together again in the future. But as for now, our zeroing process on these was pretty freaking awesome. So guys, appreciate all the support. Thank you for checking out the video. Like, subscribe, do all that awesome stuff down below, and we always appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one. Alright guys, I wanted Gil to hop up here before we end the video. I got 3 rounds left of that 77 grain Sierra match for this video. So he's going to shoot. We have a spray paint can where the nozzle broke off, and we're recording it in slow-mo through the spotting scope, but go for it, man. Nice. And then go ahead and shoot that 8-inch steel that it was on. Nice.
And that feels good.
With only 3 shots, but I mean, what do you think? Like, was it hard to pick up your target? Like, this is like super budget, man.
But I mean, for just getting into, scopes and stuff, I thought it was pretty clear for 60 bucks. That's pretty good,
right?
Yeah.
I would have honestly priced this thing like 200 to 300 bucks. If somebody was like, yeah, I was like, okay, that's like budget price, and I see it. But 60 bucks coming with the scope rings. Don't get me wrong, they're not the most aesthetically pleasing scope rings.
Yeah.
But they're not wiggling. Like, feel the nuts on them. On the other side, the right, the bolts that are holding, like, everything feels solid.
Yeah.
I torqued it. Everything was able to hold. So, I mean, we'll shoot with it some more throughout. Like, I'm sure there's going to be other videos where I need a scope to pop on and run it, and we can update as we go. But again, for 60 bucks, it's kind of...
Yeah, if you would have never told me anything, I would have thought it was like 150.
Cool.